Good morning. Well, it's good
Oh,
evening.
good evening. Good morning there.
Good.
Good evening here.
First, thank you again for joining me. I truly appreciate you. I
Thank you for
think,
having me.
yes,
Yeah,
your name pronunciation, is it Anurati?
yeah, Anurati.
And ooh, it's a ooh.
Oh,
Okay. Anurati. Gotcha. Is that what you
yeah,
prefer to be called or go by? Or do you
yeah.
have like a nickname?
No, I don't have a nickname. I like my complete name, but you can call me Anu if it's difficult for you to pronounce. That's fine.
You said I can call you
Yeah.
Anurati. Gotcha. It's not that difficult. It's not.
Thank you. But I get that a lot. Like my name is too difficult to pronounce.
You get it
Like
from
to
people. You get it from people in
yeah.
in your community.
Yeah, like my friends and like people I meet, it's like it's a very unusual name and it's difficult to remember. So
Mhm. I'm going to. I already have it circled, so if I need to reference it, it's right here. All right. I truly thank you for joining me. It's a true honor and privilege to be able to take this journey across many seas to
yeah,
India and finally get to sit down and have a conversation with you.
it's amazing what you're doing and thank you for choosing me to, you know, inviting me to be here with you.
Your representation truly matters. Look, even over since I think I first reached out to you maybe towards the end of January, but since
Yeah.
then I've seen you doing so much in the community
Mm.
via your
Yeah.
journaling, vlogging, all of those things,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I sense that you're coming like out of your shell and like
Yeah, I like doing that. I love traveling. So I went to Goa recently and it is a little challenging, of course, traveling with T1D, but it does not stop you from doing that. So I feel like whatever I can record and put it out there to help, why not? So I really enjoy what I do.
right. And we truly enjoy being able to see the normalcy of someone living day to day with type 1 diabetes because we know for many years it's been something that has been sanctioned that people have tried to
Yeah.
hide and hinder. They're like, oh, that's nasty. You have diabetes.
Yeah.
But I'm strong. I'm able and capable to do anything that I choose
And
to do. Like,
exactly.
like I run
That
this.
that I think that's the idea I want to tell that it's difficult, but it's not impossible.
Right. It's
So
difficult, but it's
yeah.
not impossible. Let me put that on here for a show title. But
Sure.
something else may pop up during the conversation.
Hmm. I'm sure.
Right. Welcome to the Chronically Well podcast, where we have real conversations with community that need to be heard. On today's episode, I get to travel across seas and take another voyage to India. I know more recently I've been taking many trips to India because personally, when I look up the history of type 1 diabetes
Mm.
and people of color living with it, India always shows up because of that one young girl who was, what, 12 years old when she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in India. And when I researched people of color living with type 1 diabetes, she is the first person that always shows up. And her representation matters, even though her life is not here today. But we are
Yeah.
all around and capable and able because of her
Of course.
being her crossing that bridge. She
Yeah.
crossed the bridge to let us all, like, let people know that people of color can get type 1 diabetes. It's all possible. But on today's episode, I have the honor and privilege of speaking to Anurati. Anurati,
Okay.
we have never sat down and had a formal conversation, but I'm going to let you know today we're about to have a unapologetic conversation because this is truly a gift that I give to you to be able to share with everyone your truths because they truly matter. Again, thank you for joining me on the Chronically Well podcast, where we have real conversations with community that need to be heard. Could you please give our audience a summary of who you are?
Thank you for having me, Will. And so I'm Anurati Agarwal, and I'm from Delhi, India. And I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 15 years old. So that is almost around 12 years ago. Since then, I've studied interior designing. Then during COVID, I switched to child psychology. So I completed my child psychology a year back from Goa. And now I am working as a counseling psychologist for the community. I am working as a T1D communicator where I journal my life through my, like, and share my insights through my Instagram page. And I am also a freelancer where I manage social media accounts for a few brands. And yeah, this is what I do. And I love dancing and I love music. And I think art is like there in me, like any form of art, like whether it be painting or sketching or music or dance. I think I am that person that appreciates all of it together. So, yes, that's about me.
Thank you for giving us that introduction. Before we started recording, I had told you, I said, maybe I should title it, It's Different, but It's Possible. But you just gave me a whole lot more. You just told me
Mhm.
you were in interior design, but now
Yeah.
you're a clinical psychologist. Um, you are into art, all forms of art, including dance, and you
Yeah.
love like this community. You love showing your traveling and all that. So I was like, what doesn't she do? Like you love,
I do everything. I try.
like Anurati loves life.
I love life. That's why my Instagram name is Live in Life with Insulin. So I'm trying to live my life to the fullest.
And I just changed that title to Loves Life because you do love life. And I also was thinking like octopus. Because I was like, what isn't she doing? Like you're showing that even with type 1 diabetes over the last, what, 12 years, um,
Yeah,
it may have paused some things, but it hasn't stopped you. And
definitely.
when I share that with people, they're like, what do you mean? Like, it hasn't stopped you? And I'm like, we have to manually do things to keep ourselves alive every single day.
Day
So we understand the value of our life
of life, exactly.
more
Making
so than,
conscious choices every day.
yes, we know
Mm.
that we have to correct things right away. We can't let them
Yeah,
linger on.
yeah.
And I mean, that's a value that we have.
I think that's because of T1D, no? We can't put our health on the back seat. It has to be there on the passenger seat with us all the time.
Right. We got to take this ride
Mm.
with T1D.
Yeah.
Buckle up. It's a journey. The road gets bumpy, going up those hills
Mm.
and valleys, and then those steady drops. Like, but it's worth the trip.
Literally.
It's worth the trip. Yeah, it's like a
It is.
holiday. It's a holiday that we didn't ask for, but we enjoy it sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
You were diagnosed again at 15 years young,
Yeah.
not 15 years
Yes.
old.
Mhm.
Wow, that's like a coming of age story. You're 15, maturing young lady, adulthood, all of those hormones. You're in
Yeah.
school with peers, and there's so many pressures there already. You got the little boys that like you, and now you got this new diagnosis. Cooties, like, no.
Yeah.
How
So
was that being diagnosed at 15?
it was very difficult. So I had no idea about type 1 diabetes till then. And I just felt that my life has changed completely in just one day. So, like, one day I had to go to the doctor, I got my tests done, and then the next day I get to know that I have type 1 diabetes. So, my maternal grandmother had type 2 diabetes. So, I linked it with that, that I am sick. Like, now I won't be able to sweets and I won't be able to be normal. I would use those terms for myself. And uh, being a 15-year-old in 10th standard, I had my exams coming up. I had to miss school for a month, and my parents had to inform all my teachers that something like this has happened, and I didn't know about it at all. So, how can I go and tell my friends that this is something that has happened to me? The next day, I was supposed to be hospitalized, and then permanently shifted on insulin, like that I have to take insulin from now on, like through injections and all of that. So that was all so new and so scary for me. Uh, I think I could only express myself by just crying, and I did not have words to, articulate or to communicate with any of my uh, peers or my family members because I was just a very young girl who had no idea about her condition. So it has been really tough, but I feel what I am today is because of that. I wouldn't be this person. I wouldn't be talking to you. Like, I wouldn't be sharing my story with the world if I was not diagnosed at that age. So, of course, uh, I wouldn't say it was a blessing in disguise, but it has taught me a lot and shaped me to be this person.
Right. That's something that I don't I haven't had many conversations about I've had conversations with people like adolescents who did get this diagnosis, but the conversation that I wanted to have with you right now, since you just brought it up, was like diagnosed at 15 and you truly don't really understand you yet.
Yeah,
Now you're given all this information. It's almost like an exam, but
yeah,
an exam on understanding your life, managing your life, keeping yourself alive. Then all the
mm,
different calculations. It's like someone threw this big book in front of you and said, "Now," and
yeah,
you're like, "Now what?" And they're like, "Now." You're like, "I don't get it. There's so many things that are misunderstood. We don't
yeah,
understand this disease unless we're living with it. And for many of us, it takes multiple years. On
it
average,
does.
it takes 5 years for someone to truly understand their lived condition with type 1 diabetes. But
Mm,
you were 15 years young. I'm just thinking like when I was 15, because I was diagnosed at 20. When I
okay.
was 15, I had zero worries in the world. Do you remember that?
I can't imagine, because I feel those 2 years, like 10th, 11th, 12th, just passed by so quickly that, and I was constantly worrying about my dosages, my pump. I was shifted on the pump right after a month. And then I had to calculate everything I was doing. And I did not want to do it, Like, I also want to be that confident girl who's like talking to guys, and like all my friends had boyfriends and all of that. And at that age, you can only think till that extent, no? Like, this guy likes me or I like him. How do we approach each other and all of that? These little worries. I think I missed all of that because I was constantly worrying about saving myself, saving my life. I was like, what has happened? Like, what do I do with it? Like, I know I have to take this liquid called insulin, but what if things go wrong and people coming and telling me that, if you get diabetes, then this happens, you have kidney problems and all of that. that's additional pressure and tension. Like, I know, like, something bad has happened to me, but like, you don't need to burden me with extra worries. But I think the early years, I'd say 6 to 7 years, had just like gone by understanding what is T1D. Like, I think till today, I'm learning every day, like how things react with my body. But by then, I didn't know. Like, my friends are chilling, having their time, and I have completely different set of problems to deal with. So, but I don't remember. Like, I think I was for a time period, I was in denial that this cannot happen to me. So I did not really take control over my health, like in my hands. So I think I could have done better, but I think everything comes with time, and now I know. But back then, I don't remember the childhood, like the high school life, and yeah, like I don't have a clear picture of it because this happened and everything was different from then.
Truly. And right here, I give the opportunity not only for you to tell your true story, but we also need to mourn that
Mm,
time because
mm,
we can't move forward and
yeah,
understand the value of our existence today if we don't mourn that. I think about like if we were told early on not only about the complications, but if we're shared the stories and the history of it, like the little kids that perished, that died before because they weren't able to get insulin. If
yeah,
like we will better understand our
yeah.
lives living with this condition because it took many years before I went and researched diabetes. Like I was not, it was too much going on. Like you said, it was way too much. And it was like, again, you being 15, being in high school, all those different relationships, while girls were finding boyfriends and all that,
Yeah,
you were trying to find you
yeah.
because you, from that day you were diagnosed, those first few years, you were fighting off. I wrote it down here. Diabetes was your bad twin. Yeah, it was like the
It's very
bad twin.
ironic because I have a real twin brother.
You do?
Yeah, so he isn't that bad.
Right. He's not
Yeah,
bad, but
he's not bad.
diabetes
Yeah,
was a bad
yeah,
twin. Ah,
yeah,
you have a twin brother, huh? And
yeah,
I did not
yeah.
know that at all. So
Nobody knows it because he's not there on my Instagram. He's shy that way.
look,
Yeah.
twin my fault. You are not the bad twin. Diabetes was the bad twin. Diabetes is
Yes,
like the
yeah.
twin, like y'all have this bond, and then diabetes came around and was like, nope, I'm taking her away and I'm going to show her all the craziness in life.
Absolutely. I'm gonna take her away and I'm like staying for the rest of her life with her, like stuck on it.
Right. And you can't get rid of
Mm,
her. Hopefully
yeah.
someday, one day, with the science and research that is going on, hopefully someday we'll be able to say diabetes was a thing of the past. But
Mm,
today, as we live with it, we just walk into our purpose.
yeah.
Do you think you being diagnosed and after learning your own diabetes, that is something that has helped you become the person that you are today?
Definitely. I think getting diagnosed with any chronic condition and not just diabetes, uh, first of all, it teaches you a lot. And I think you become mature way before time. Like you get mature way before your friends. So I felt that, and first you become empathetic, right? Like now because you live such a difficult life and you have a sense of responsibility, like too many responsibilities, and you see, I think, don't don't like using this term death, but like you see through everything very closely. Like when you're going low and you're going high, there are certain symptoms that really makes you believe that this is it. Like I think like when you go extremely low, then you really feel that you need to save your life. Like just give me everything and anything. And so you experience that so closely that uh, I think that empathy comes with the whole journey and experiences, and you are more mature, and I feel more responsible, and you make conscious choices every day. So you can't be like your friends that drinking every day or going on weekends and just be this carefree person. We can't do that. I can't afford to do that because even if I'm drinking, having a good time with my friends, back of the mind, I know like in 30 minutes or 40 minutes I need to check my sugars. So that constant thinking and working is happening all the time. So I feel you become more responsible and you make healthier choices than most of the people around you, whether it's your family, your cousins, your friends, everyone. So I think if diabetes didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be this person, like conscious, empathetic, or like grateful. So I think good things I've taken from diabetes are these things, definitely.
Definitely. Diabetes has forced an education in
Mm.
maturity. Like
Yeah.
I've had conversations with young people as young as 10. Um, and when I speak to them, these people living with type 1 diabetes at age 10, 14, 15, 7, like they're way more mature than a typical child that age.
Exactly. Yeah.
And their brilliance because diabetes, I'm not going to say it forced you to be mature or forced you to learn, but it was like it helped your brain and the capacity. It helped open up things that you didn't know were there.
Yes, exactly. Like
Right.
that happens. I think organically it happens. Like it has to happen. Otherwise, how will you take care of yourself? Like you have to take care of yourself now. There's no option. Like for people, it take maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but eventually they get there, right? It took me a couple of years too, but then I realized that I really need to take it in control.
Right. And I have to acknowledge here today, Anurati, that you are a superhero.
So are
Here,
you.
here it's National Women's Month,
Yeah.
and we celebrate you because when we think back, like when you were becoming a young woman at 15, you were giving so many other obstacles, so many tumultuous situations that you had to turn around and make sure
Yeah.
that you stayed on a path so that you can become the interior designer, so that you could become the psychologist, so that you could become the person living with T1D unapologetically that shows and explores, because there are 15-year-olds today that are
Yeah.
diagnosed and they will get a chance to
Yeah.
see your story, to hear you, to view you, and they're like, wow, that's a world of hope and opportunity. Just like I said, if we would have known when we were diagnosed about the young people that had to
Yeah.
live with it before even the advent of insulin,
Yeah.
now someone today can easily see you and say,
Mm.
I don't see anything stopping her. I don't see anything blocking her. And when you tell them your story, like, yes, early on, there were some struggles, but as soon as
Mm.
I buckled down, like there was no block. There was nothing blocking my destiny.
Yeah. Absolutely.
because you are a superhero. Again,
Mhm. Thank you. So are you?
we are. We are.
We are.
Even though sometimes we don't want to put on that cape, we don't. We don't. Sometimes we just be like, not today, cape, not today, right?
But I
We're
think we
like,
don't give ourselves that much credit also, like how
right,
much hard work it takes to live with this condition. And we don't give enough credit to ourselves.
right. We don't give enough credit to ourselves at all
Yeah.
because
Mm.
no one else could do this. And
Yeah.
we wouldn't wish this upon anyone else.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely. Yeah.
I always tell people, I have no enemies. I don't have any enemies. I don't know if
Mm.
you have any enemies,
Yeah.
but I don't have any
No, I
enemies.
don't. Nah,
Eh,
I really don't. That's what T1D teaches you, right? Like life is too short to hold a grudge also. For me, it's like, okay, fine. Like if things didn't work out between us, it's fine. We'll move on with our lives. But till now, if I had failed friendships, I don't have a grudge with any of them because why should I trouble myself only with the thought of, holding a grudge against them? Like, because life is too short. Like, in general, life is too short. So let it go. I don't have any enemies or anybody I don't like or I hate. So, like,
right. And if we did have enemies, we still wouldn't wish type 1 diabetes
yeah,
upon them.
oh
Like
no,
no one. Like
no.
every time I hear someone get this diagnosis, I have a sense like I shake my head first. I'm like, but then I look and I say, you can do it. Like you can do it. I don't wish it upon anyone, but you can do it. Like
No. If we
if it
can do
wasn't
it, so can all of them.
right, if it wasn't for diabetes, like I have no clue where I would be today.
Yeah.
Like I love what I do, building communities, having these conversations.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with a young lady yesterday who was talking about how she was going through this, like a bunch of burnout. And she asked me, how do I deal with it? And I said, they every day I'm helping someone along their healing journey. And I said, it makes me feel
Yeah.
so good helping others along their
Yeah.
healing journey.
It does.
Like, and it
Mm.
keeps me well. And she's like, but who helps
Yeah.
heal you? She asked that. She said, who helps heal you? I said, you do. This community does. Like it makes
Talking
me
helps. Mm.
smile. It keeps my heart warm. Like the conversations of helping other people, like that's my passion. I love this.
That's amazing. Mm.
Yeah. Because we're amazing people. Like we
Yeah, we
literally
are.
we literally are doing this. No one else is aiding or helping us. Even like we have friends, we have spouses, significant others, family, all of those like they know parts of what we do, but they will
Yeah.
never understand the nuances of living with type 1
Yeah.
diabetes. Like they
Yeah.
only see the insulin, the monitors, the finger prickers, the blood sugar high low, but there's so many different things. Like my mind is never not thinking about type 1 diabetes.
I know. And it's very easy. Like I had this conversation with my uncle. And he told me that you should not think about it all the time and you should forget about it. And by at that time, I couldn't say anything to him because I could not process it. And then I was wondering, how can I forget it? How can I not think about it when I have to literally take 10 decisions every hour or every, half an hour? Like my brain is constantly working even if I'm sleeping. So how can I not think about it? But it's really sad how easy it is, you know, just to tell that person, forget about it because you are not living with it, right? So now I don't appreciate these comments and conversations at all. I don't entertain because I am not pushing it on you to understand it. So I would really appreciate that you also don't come on to me and just give these advices which aren't needed and which are baseless. Like I can't forget about it. Like this is something I am dependent on. I am dependent on a drug. So how difficult can it be to understand ki, how difficult can it get? So yeah, there are things that would irritate me, but that's okay. It's a part of this journey as well. How to deal
Right.
with these kind of conversations and people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that education and maturity. Every day it's something new we learn. And
Mm,
it's just like we're able to process that even as we are processing living with T1D and everything else that goes into that, being able to understand and process the conversations of other people and how they feel towards us is like, again, like it's magical. Like, because we can't imagine, like, you walk outside and you see someone maybe having a bad day. Just
mm.
add 180 more choices to that bad.
Yeah.
Like you just throw them on them and just walk away.
I'll show
Like,
you what a bad day looks like.
right. That's when it starts to rain, really. Like
Yeah.
it's going to pour on you. Yeah. And
Mm,
again, like with your um just like we cannot not think about type 1 diabetes.
exactly.
Like we have family, we have people we love and all of those. Like we truly do. And we truly value that conversation, the commitment to them and everything. But at the same time, without me worrying about my type 1 diabetes means a detriment to my health. It,
Exactly. Like mm,
it means that might not know the newest technology, the advancements in care. I may still be using old like insulin that no one uses anymore.
yeah.
Uh, my A1C may be like something dated back 30, 40 years
Mm,
regulations. That's why we stay in this community. We follow this community. We are this community.
yeah. And of course, because of the mental health aspect as well, right? It helps you deal with the emotional turmoil. Like without the community. So I was introduced to the community when I was 21 or 22 years old. Like after what, 6, 7 years of my diagnosis. And then I realized that there are people like me. I am not alone. So of course that pushes you, that gives you a push, that helps you vocalize, talk to other people, they, know about their experiences. And there is a lot of help. The community is amazing. They will help you even in the night at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever. But the community will be there with you. I think the diabetes community is super strong. And it's been a really nice journey with them. So I would like to thank the community as well. So yeah.
Yes. Thank the community. Yeah. You said you went 7+ years without even knowing the community existed.
Yeah.
And now you probably like this community. I have some of the best friends, the best people. Like I call everyone my brothers and sisters because like we didn't even know we were missing this. Like
Yeah.
we didn't know we were missing it, but it's something like I would never give away for anything.
I swear.
Like when you're able to have like meetups and conversations with like a bunch of us, and you're like, wow, like unconsciously, you're like, these people are me. Like they
Yeah.
truly understand who I am, what I do, and I truly understand them and what they do. Like when you're in that group setting, you're like, oh, I'm never hiding anything at all. Like I
Yeah.
pull out a syringe, pull out an insulin vial, change my pump, everything right there. And it's like just you're on your own island. And
Yeah.
it,
I think I got my best friend from the community. So she is also a T1D. So, and I got introduced to her because I was writing this article dating a diabetic. And I reached out to her through the community because she was in a long term relationship. Now she's married to the same person. And I reached out to her for that. And since then, we've been best friends. So I wouldn't change it for anything.
right.
Just like you said. Yeah.
If you were to see your life from before age 15 to 15 on, and you were able to see like what you would like the trajectory of your future, you would say, I'll take this diabetes.
Yeah.
Give me this diabetes because, and I've never even thought of this, like when you're looking out a window and you see like a world of opportunity and you know what's there and in reach. Like, wow, I'm going to have this best friend. I'm going to build these relationships, build this other family that truly, I truly love and truly enjoy. And that's what diabetes has given us.
Absolutely. I think I can't imagine my life without this now because the prime years have gone by just figuring out life with this. I can't imagine what my life would be like if I didn't have this. So, like, I can't imagine only. Like, I don't know, like, how would it be? And if I was here, I wouldn't be here also today. I wouldn't be doing this community work I love doing. So, I think everything comes with its own shares of good things and bad things. And this is the best thing that, like, diabetes has given us the platform and the community.
Right.
So imagine you're sitting there and I'm in India and we're talking about it. We wouldn't have this conversation if it wasn't for diabetes.
True indeed.
Mm,
Diabetes
mm,
has expanded my
mm.
community, my family. Like, I would rather hang out with other T1Ds than like I'm serious. Than going to like my favorite sporting event or concert. I'd rather have like just hang out with all of us and just
Yeah,
enjoy life.
yeah.
And the
That is like a
good,
different kind of, yeah, no? I don't know what is it. Rush meeting other T1Ts and like just ranting out, talking about everything in general. That is very therapeutic as well.
right. And only
Mm,
we understand that.
yeah,
Like no one else understands it, but it's okay. They got their
it's okay.
communities. They do what they do,
Mm,
but
we do what we do.
but they don't do what we do. like like the fun we have, like it's crazy. Like and every T1D I've met, like I meet, like we're all like super smart, super intelligent. But not only that, we're super like we're into like we're truly empathetic towards everything.
Empathetic. Yeah, exactly.
Like we will risk it all to help the next person, even though
Mm,
we're risking our own well-being. Like we do it.
yeah,
How
we
we
do
do
it.
it?
We do it.
How we do it? I don't know. Is there something in like in a DNA, the makeup of the insulin that makes that gives us this
Yeah, I think that
power?
is
Like,
now in built after the diagnosis, you get this empathetic cell in your body,
right.
and then you can't neglect, people suffering, not like, but going through stuff. Like, I think you can't just not see that. You are very much considerate about all the things because you know every day that what emotional, this thing, turmoil is and depression, anxiety, all of that comes with it. It's unavoidable. I think by the time you grow up and like with your diabetes, I think you're better with all of this. And better with people around you. Maybe like I've gotten closer with my friends who are not T1Ds, but I think that has helped me to be uh, to come closer to them. So now, like we are like this a pack. So it's nice. Like I think I don't mind being a T1D now. To be honest.
Right now, when you were 15 and you got this diagnosis, even those first few years, you did mind being a T1D, right?
Of course, I did. I was in depression. I developed anxiety. Till today, I have anxiety issue.
Thing.
The depression keeps coming in and going. So I'm not saying that what I do for the community, whatever I show, that's it. I also have my own shares of bad days, bad months also. So, but I don't like to be in that feeling all the time, and I really need the urge to get out of that. So I really work hard on myself. I do things any counselor would suggest you to do. I tell this to myself and then I keep doing it, working towards it so that I can get out of that feeling of helplessness or confusion, fear. So I also have these days, but life is worth more, right? It's a part of life. Even if we didn't have T1D, we might had these issues, but now I think we can deal in a better way.
Yeah. No one wants to be
Yeah.
stuck in a funk. Like,
Yeah.
right.
You need to break the loop, like get out of the chain. And,
Mhm.
yeah.
Right. And I have noticed that living with T1D over the last, for me, it'll be 22 years on March the 10th of this year. So that's
Oh,
literally in 4 more days. I got to celebrate.
yes.
I have noticed that it has helped change the cycle of like even like some things within my own family, within my
Mm.
own like tight knit group of people, peers, because not only do they see me doing everything I can to stay well and stay alive, but they see me like still telling them like you can do this, you can beat that, you can still
Yeah.
be your best no matter what. Like, and because when we hear people get like diagnosed with chronic health conditions and whatnot, a lot of times it's like a lot of people are like they don't know what to do or how to speak to someone about it or how to help
Yeah.
them. But
Mm.
my dog knocked down my light. But we are like truly empathetic towards everything. It's something that's again embedded in us with that insulin.
So, how did your family deal with your diagnosis? I
How did
mean,
how did my family deal with my diagnosis? Um, my family truly didn't deal with my diagnosis.
okay.
Yeah, they for years it was just me and this diagnosis. They truly did not understand it. They truly did
Mm.
not. Yeah, so like my family truly, for years, it was just me and
Mm.
diabetes. And I had to learn it, had to figure it out, had to do everything on my own. Even when I spoke to people about it, they
Yeah.
didn't understand everything
Mm.
that I had to do, that I was doing. Over the years, I've gotten over that because I've owned it and it belongs to me. It truly
Yeah.
does. It's mine. So
Mm.
even though at times I may have felt some way or indifferent towards them about it, but today I recognize that everyone has their own things that they have to deal with, that they have to manage, have to care for. Everyone does. So
Mm.
this is just a part of who we are. How have how has your family dealt with your living with T1D?
I think it's similar to yours. And the longest time, my mother was in denial, and she was also dealing with the fact that something like this has happened to me. But I think I didn't have much of that support which I needed back then, being like 15-year-old. Everything was dumped on me, and I had no clue. And I felt that I was left by myself to deal with it all, like alone. And I had nobody to confide in. But over the years, when I started communicating and talking about it, that's when they realized that this is more than just taking insulin. And my mental health got affected a big time, and there was nobody to take care of me when I needed help. And now I think they understand the mental aspect as well, the physical aspect as well, and then they're quite helpful and considerate now. So I have two siblings, so even they know like ups and downs of it, and now my parents also. So I it does not concern me if my extended family understands it or not, because I can't really expect everyone in the world to understand it. So it's fine if they don't, but I like and appreciate that my close people, my family, my best of friends, they understand it, and that's all the support I need. So uh, I think I own the journey, as you said that you own it. Like I came out of it by myself, but now they've been like a very big support in my life.
Yeah. Is at that young
Mhm.
age of 15, you're still a developing child. You're still developing, still becoming who
Yeah,
you are. And diabetes came along, and you didn't, you may have not asked for the support, but it was just something that was needed. Like,
needed.
really. And then that support could have just been in simple things such as a hug,
Mm. Yeah,
like someone to hold you and be like, baby, I got you. We're going to go through this
yeah,
journey together. Um,
mm.
yeah, when I reflect on my earlier years living with T1D, I do often think of that, like relationships I was in, just having conversations with my parents about it and them truly not knowing anything about it. And that's something I do shoot for. I ask people, and I've asked to help navigate this with doctors, endocrinologists, diabetes educators, nurse practitioners on when someone's given this new chronic health condition, they should
Yeah.
also be given the psychological, emotional
Support.
therapies and support that are needed. Because if you're
Yeah,
giving someone, telling someone they have to go see this physical doctor every 3 months, 6 months, or whatever, then they should equally have to see someone that helps with the mental health
mental
aspect
health.
of it.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, we know being people of color, the mental health aspect, up until, I'm going to say, even up until recent years, it was just something that, oh, you'll be okay. You're all right. Like, it's not like your leg's not broken. It's not falling off type of, like, it was like that Band-Aid approach. But we know
yeah,
today, you know, working as a counselor, psychologist, I know I've worked as a art trauma therapist over the last decade, that if a person isn't ready to do things or readily able to understand things emotionally, then they can't
mm.
physically. Like
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
mentally, you can't grasp on to things. Like
So
like
your
a lot of
physical health
these
and your mental health goes hand in hand.
hand in hand, 50-50.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. Like so, on my last podcast, I said that I think when the child is diagnosed at such an early age, the counseling or therapy should be incorporated in the process of the treatment, right? So that it does not feel odd to the child also. He or she will feel that this is a part of the treatment. So I think that is really very important. And after COVID, health, people really talk about it in open, and they're more like comfortable talking about it. So I feel with any diagnosis, this should be there.
It should be. This is a chronic health condition, meaning it's lingering and forever.
Yeah.
If something is with us forever, then we should have something there to help guide and support us forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even like when we talk about like health insurance and coverage, they still don't recognize the mental health.
Mental health. Yeah.
Until someone is down and out and cannot care for themselves at all, they're like, "Oh, you'll get through it. You'll figure it out." No, living with T1D, we got so many other things that are stuck in our backpack that we don't want to pull out. Seriously, like
I remember this incident. As I was in Goa for 2 years for my masters, and I had come back to Delhi for a couple of days to visit my family. And at that time, I was not doing well, like emotionally and mentally, and I was seeking counseling in my college, and I was being put on meds for depression, and like I had developed insomnia, and of course all sorts of things. So I went to visit one of, and I still remember this, that she told me that all this is in your head, and depression is in your head. Na, it's not anything. Like it does not exist. Like it's not there. It's just in your head. And I have people and who are dealing with depression, and all of them, even she is very considerate about that fact. But because I am a young girl, and uh, I I like openly speak about my depression, she thought that because of my age, I can't have depression, and it's just in my head. So that's something that is still with me. And maybe if she watches, she would know that you shouldn't be saying this to anyone, even if it's a 15-year-old girl or a girl 25 years old. You just can't go and tell anybody that it's in your head, because you really don't know what's happening with me and in my life. So if you don't want to support that, it's fine, but you shouldn't be making these comments. So I think that created a distance, emotional distance, or like whatever you can say. So I said, maybe I can't talk to her anymore about any of it.
we know that trauma can occur at any age. Trauma can occur before even your birth. You can be born into a cycle of trauma from other people not being able to heal from their own.
Yeah.
But we need to know, and we need to, like, we advocate, we do. But the general public and needs to know that our mental health matters.
Matter.
Like, it does matter. It's not in our head, it's in our body. It's in our spirit. It's in our parents, our siblings. Everything, like all of that affects us and our well-being. When we're like, our mental health affects everyone else in our community as well. So it's not something that's just in our head. You cannot just like rework the brain. You have to learn. You have to be taught. You have to be guided just like you are in anything else in life, anything physically. Like you didn't just wake up one day and know how to read.
Yeah, exactly.
You,
And
you
I
learned
think
math.
we are anyway doing things, people with who do not have the condition, they're doing the same things. We are doing those things, plus we are managing this. So we are basically managing two lives parallelly. So I think people don't understand that, like because they don't see it. No, like every day we see it. People are putting out their bad days, good days, everything, but they actually don't know it. What it takes to, you know, wake up the next morning with your erratic blood sugars. Small things like that. You know, if you
They,
have like high blood sugar levels in the morning, my head hurts like I have a hangover.
they,
So things like that. Yeah.
they don't understand. Like if you're like groggy and like it's
Mm-hmm.
because like your body done went through a night of literally literal hell. Like your body done went through that, and it's not something you did. So that's another thing we need, like mentally, like it takes a while for someone to truly understand, like this diabetes thing is not something I did. It's not
Mm,
be I didn't do anything for my blood sugar to go this high or this low.
yeah.
Because this is what I tell someone who's not living with type 1 diabetes. I'm like, well, if you eat something that's heavy in carbs, your blood sugar is going to rise. But the
Mm,
difference is that your beta cells, your islet beta cells, help they produce that hormone that is insulin, and it will bring you
yes.
back into a target range and keep you there
Okay.
and level. I said we have to take man-made insulin. Like it's made by man, so it's not perfect. It's nowhere near perfect. It doesn't automatically do anything. Like,
Yeah. We're like our own pancreas functioning
right,
manually.
right. And I let them know, like, if you had, or if you didn't have that hormone insulin in your body, then
Mm,
your blood sugar would just go and shoot through the roof, and that would be it.
yeah.
Like, we're literally saving our lives every second of every day. Like, that's why we always think about it. We cannot
That's why
skip
we
it.
have to. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
Because we've figured this out.
We are anyway doing it by ourselves, so it's
Yeah.
fine. Like, but a little empathy wouldn't cause anything. It's
Right.
just that.
Right. It will help a little bit.
Yeah.
Look, take away a
Just
little bit
to,
of this burden, because living with type 1 diabetes is a burden. Like you said, it's
yeah.
like like we got a child that we didn't ask for. Like
Mm.
me, this person handling all these diabetes things. You want me to have a baby now? Like, come on now. Like, and
Oh God.
but
Yeah.
we can have live healthy lives, have healthy children. Today, the age expectancy of a person living with type 1 diabetes and a person living without it are equal to. Even a lot of people who live with type 1 diabetes, they live longer, more extended and
Mm.
healthier lives, because we're able to understand our bodies more physically and emotionally.
Yeah.
We're, we know when those blood sugars go high that our mind is being altered. We know when our blood sugars go low, it's being altered also. So we're able to
Mm.
try and keep ourselves in that median range. We like I said, we try. It
Yeah, we
doesn't
try.
it doesn't
We make
always happen, but we
yeah.
make that conscious decision to keep ourselves alive.
Yeah, we do that. And I think on everyday basis. Some days I like to like have a cheat meal or something. I don't stop myself. So that's also like a myth that you can't eat that, because you have diabetes. I think you can eat everything once you know your insulin ratio, right? Like how much insulin to be taken for what kind of food. And I think by that you can manage and enjoy it. Like if you're going out someday, you can very well eat the same food your friends are eating, but just be more cautious that you might need to take extra insulin or less insulin in that matter, and you're
That's
good
part
to
of
go.
that's part of the diabetes math.
Yeah.
You learn on the go, like new
Mhm.
calculations on the
Yeah,
go.
new calculations, new ways to take insulin,
Right.
and you know how much time before the meal or like after the meal, or you need to take the correction bolus and whatnot. I hated maths in my school, and now I have to like calculate every day. So yeah,
Look,
life.
yeah, someone was like, she's gonna learn today. Yeah,
That's why the teachers tell you that maths is important.
because you're gonna
It's
get
for us.
diabetes. Like,
It's for us.
you're not gonna get me with that one. Look, and
Mm,
yes, and like for like you use an insulin pump, I use an insulin pump. Like having to put
mm,
those numbers in and dot like figure out things like wow, like I did
mm.
that. I
Yeah,
did that. No one else. I learned how to do this. Like
yeah,
that's a big like moment. Like we did this. Like we're strong and like this is a force to
yeah.
be reckoned with. Like you don't want to mess with no T1D because the things we can
I,
do, like we're like engineers. Like seriously,
yeah,
like
I agree. Yeah, yeah.
right.
It's funny, but yeah, it's true.
Has living with T1D stopped or prevented you for doing things along this journey?
Yeah, I would say that I had tried working at in a corporate sector a couple of times, and I think because of T1D, uh, so corporate settings are usually from 10 to 6 or 9 to 5, and with that kind of routine, work routine, you can't manage T1D simultaneously. Like I felt working for 10 months or a year at a firm cost me like my health. I would really neglect my health. Like I wouldn't be able to take care of it because like I have to do this. This is my job. But I later realized that managing my health is more important than any jobs. And if I'm not doing physically okay, I'm not able to take care of myself. How can I like work with my full potential? So I tried oh, working again. I gave it another shot, but I think it's not for me. I think I need to be in a comfortable space to bring out my full potential to work more efficiently. And now I work from home, and I can manage my levels. I can work according to my timeline, and things are better this way. So this has been a little challenging working under somebody because you cannot take that external pressure. I feel like I can't do that because we're already so stressed out with our lives. Like if you can eliminate this stress, then why not? So I just found another way where I can work also, and it'll be okay with the health also. And maybe traveling and all, it becomes a little difficult if you're traveling in a group. So I think it becomes a little difficult to match with their schedule because they wouldn't match with our schedules. So, like we have to deal with it. Like we have to travel with high sugars or low sugars and like treat it, just keep it to ourselves that this is happening to me, and but still go ahead with the plan and all of that. So things have been difficult along the way, but now it's better because now I tell everybody what's going inside me because I don't want to jeopardize my health for anything now. So I make sure that I let them know even if I'm feeling a little uncomfortable or I need some rest. So I let them know. But apart from that, I don't think so. It has stopped me from doing anything. Of course, the process has been slower because it took me more time to uh, be okay with the fact that I have T1D now and then take my life in my control. But apart from that, I think I can do anything I want if I choose to do that. So I live 2 years away from my family all by myself. 15-year-old Anurati wouldn't have thought that, with this I can live, on my own. But I challenged, and I did it. And I'm so proud of it that I was able to do it. Of course, I would call my mom. I had called my mom a couple of times in between. But most of the times I did it. I managed to survive without my parents and any external help. So that is a baby step, but it's a big step at the same time. So, yeah.
Anurati, you have mentioned this many times, and I think it's telling me like the title for this episode because you keep mentioning, you keep going back to 15 again, to be
Yeah.
15 again. You just mentioned that
Mm,
15-year-old you wouldn't have known that you would be
mm,
able to do all these things
mm,
alone, by yourself. Uh, you were able to change your path, change the trajectory, and become who you truly wanted. You don't have to rely on the corporate world. Like 15-year-old you is smiling. Like for real, she's proud of you. Look yourself in the mirror some days, pat yourself on the back and say, sis,
you did it.
you did it. Yeah. Like, sis, you did that. Like, look at
Mm,
you. Like, for real. Like,
mm,
I have to give you your flowers. You are deserving because, I mean, 15 years old, you became an adult while
yeah.
you were still a child learning life.
Mm,
But you were forced into this adulthood. And today, when you go back and look on those 12 years, look, 12 years is a lot. That's a lot of
yeah.
time. Like,
A lot of
and as you reflect, I want you to be able to reflect on every single step you've taken. Like, you're aware of not only you having type 1 diabetes, but you're aware of your health. You've learned from your growth. You've joined communities. You've
mm,
led communities. You've led conversations. You're truly like stepped into your own realm, your own world. Like no one forced you here. No
yeah.
one did. Like this is what you want to do. And you're able to tell 15-year-olds, 15-year-old little girls that are newly diagnosed, like, I'm her. Like tell them, go ahead and say it. Say, I'm her.
No.
You're her. Like I
Yeah.
said, as we celebrate, like here, like it's National Women's Month, like, sister, you doing it for real.
It's getting emotional.
It's okay
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you did this. Like you
Mm,
kept you alive. And not only that, you reached everything you wanted to reach. You've
yeah.
gone through school, you've worked corporate jobs, everything. You've traveled, you've expanded your horizon. Like
Yeah.
15-year-old you, I'm telling you, she's proud of you. She's smiling to be 15 again. Like, yes. And as we do wind down, I do have to ask you this question
Okay.
because I've been living with type 1 diabetes for 22 years. You've been living with it
Mm,
for 12. We
yeah.
do see the education, the research, the sciences behind functional cures, and hopefully someday it will be readily available to everyone
Mm,
because we wouldn't want this burden on anyone. But
mm,
diabetes has brought us or gifted us this new life, this second chance at life. It has gifted
thanks.
us family, people we hold true
Mm,
to heart, like, and we're able to have these unapologetic conversations. I do think of like the day that there is a true functional cure and everyone's able to have it. I do think like we'll be able to do even more. Like we still have our people that we like,
Yeah.
our community. That's not going to go anywhere. I just think about
Yeah.
how we'll be able to help other communities, other less fortunate, disenfranchised, marginalized communities, maybe find a cure for the next thing.
Mm.
Like I think we will be because we have those minds and we're true
Yeah.
empathetics at heart. Like it's embedded in us.
Mm.
It's in that
Yeah.
it comes with that insulin DNA. But on that day, Anurati, that a true cure is here and everyone is cured of T1D, and you find out your best friend calls you, girl, we don't have diabetes no more. We know it's going to be emotional. We know it's
Oh
going to be
God.
emotional. We know it's going to be emotional. But then she says, no one has it anymore.
Yeah.
And we're still able to live the life that we have. Our light will continue to shine. Like, we'll still be able to love, but we'll be able to love harder and more. On that day, you find out that you've been cured of T1D. What do you do?
I think that would be like a third birth, you know. Second was when we were diagnosed with it. And then I think it would be, I don't know, what am I going to do? I think I'm just going to cry my eyes out and just be really vulnerable and emotional and grateful, thankful, everything that this world could find a cure for this. Like, finally, if that happens, like, because now I can't imagine my life without this, but something like this, I'm sure it's going to happen. Like, over the years, they're going to find a cure for it. And I think it's going to be like a really a new life. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't have words, but I would still not take it for granted. I would not take my life for granted, even after I'm cured, because I know the worth of it now. Like, I don't want to go back to that person who would be like, doing anything and everything without making any conscious decisions. But of course, I would be happy. I would be relieved. I wouldn't have to spend so much on my treatment every month. So financial relief would be there. That emotional relief would be there. And I think physically also, like, we'll be grateful that we might be able to do certain things at a certain pace now. So I think I would just cry and be grateful that I could afford that treatment and I could be cured. That's it. Thing. I don't have any expectations. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I think from now, if I see that this is inevitable, this is going to happen if something like that comes, and I think we'll all be so emotional. The community will come together like anything, and like it's gonna happen.
Like,
Evolution.
we'll literally be crying a river. Like, all of those
Yeah.
tears. Like, yeah. And on that day, that a true functional cure is here, I'm definitely going to reach out to everyone in the community. I'm going to take
Yeah.
that trip to India, to Delhi. I'm going to
Yeah.
take that trip. I'm going to visit everything that I've seen on the TV screen, on the movies that I see across
Mm,
my Instagram feed, TikTok, like because it looks like
yeah.
so much love, so much life. And I want to be able to experience everything that I can in this world without having the baggage of T1D.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
it is time consuming.
It is. It is.
Is on that note, my sister Anurati, I truly, truly appreciate you. And I thank you for joining me on the Chronically Well podcast, where we have real conversations with community that need to be heard because, sister, you are truly someone that needs to be heard. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I had a really good time talking to you.